Hi guys, welcome to my own personal hell. I'm going to have to do this video in English because we were asked to, and there isn't a lot of material available on this tablet on your screen. It's the Sony Xperia Tablet Z, and since there's no content, we are going to try this one in English. The Tablet Z is actually quite special. It's very thin. It's thinner than the iPad mini, and it's a 10.1-inch Android tablet with a full HD screen. It's also jam-packed with all kinds of specs. There's a quad-core processor, a Qualcomm S4 Pro processor, there's a quad-core video card, there is Bluetooth 4.0, DLNA, Wi-Fi, and all kinds of infrared connectivity, NFC, you name it, this tablet has it. Which is quite special because the tablet is very thin and very light, so it's less than half a kilo, and it's actually quite impressive to see Sony being able to do this kind of specs in this kind of body. So when looking at the sides, we see all kinds of buttons, but there's a door where the headphone jack is underneath because this tablet is waterproof. All the ports are with a little door. We see a on-off button, there's a LED status light, there are volume buttons, some sort of a connector where I don't know what it is and I don't have any accessories for it. There's one of the two stereo speakers which is on the corner, and on the bottom we see another door with the micro USB, and on the other side there is a micro SD card where you can expand the internal memory, and of course on the right side there's also the other stereo speaker. The rest is pretty basic, not much to see. There is somewhere is their infrared sensor and of course a microphone input. On the back side of the tablet set you find the NFC chip and 8.1 megapixel camera. On the front there's also a camera, it's 2.1 megapixel, and it's okay for video chatting. The screen is actually quite interesting to look at because it's quite beautiful. It's full HD 1920 by 1080 pixels, and those pixels are quite good. They show a lot of colors. It's very beautiful to look at, and also things like the viewing angles are quite impressive on this tablet. So all in all, the screen is very nice and very good to look at, and it's quite impressive. Sony made it available in this thin package. So the Xperia Z of Tablet Z runs 4.1.2 Android. It's a quite recent version of Android. It has Google Now, all the Google apps and stuff like that. So that's interesting. But the Sony skin in itself is pretty heavy, or there's a lot of things they changed on the tablet. It pretty much starts with the way you unlock the screen. There's a different effect. There's not the circle, but some sort of look at the screen. I'm not sure what the term is for it, but you unlock it in a different way. On the top left side you find a little dock where you can place shortcuts to your apps, and those apps will be available in any screen you are or any home panel you're in, so it stays on top. It's persistent on the top. It's like a little dock. Okay, so other things different in the skin are the app tray. The app tray, it's quite different. You will miss the things like the widgets here. There are no widgets, and placing of widgets and app shortcuts on your home screen is also different. Sony has a little plus on the right side, and you get a little menu where you can tap to add things to your home panels. So this is these are quite big changes to the Android interface, but it works pretty well. There are little hovering apps. We see those in a lot of skins, so you can get a calculator or whatever on your screen, and you can keep it hovering on other things you have on your screen. You can add things like you can use your widgets to create little hovering apps or install them via the Play Store. And there's also some apps Sony changed. So this is an album viewer, so that's a little bit different from stock Android. And there are some services pre-installed like Sony Music Unlimited and Sony Video Unlimited. Those are Sony services you can you get a subscription on, and you can listen to music and stuff like that. Since this tablet also has an infrared receiver, you can install remotes. There's software for it, and you can just choose your TV or set-top box or whatever, and you can find your remote software, so to speak, in the software, and you can use it. Of course, you can also use the remote as some sort of hovering app, like the other apps we just discussed, to control your TV. While the Android skin, or Sony's Android skin, is quite heavy, the tablet doesn't have any problems with it. It's very fast. It's the fastest Android tablet I've used, and you can play games, 3D shooters, stuff like that. It all just works. It's actually quite useful to play 3D games and stuff like that. It's the best experience I've had on a 10-inch Android tablet, and things like app switching between apps, running the browser and stuff like that. It's all very snappy, very fast scrolling and that kind of stuff. It's just very nice. And again, this is the fastest 10-inch or fastest Android tablet I've used, period. One of the things that's quite unique on the Tablet Z, whatever, it's it's waterproof and dust-proof, so you can use it outside, or you can use it in the rain, or in the bathtub, or whatever, under the shower. Of course, I didn't do it. I only made some shots, some photos outside when it was raining. There's a problem with this, or a little bit of a problem, because all the ports are under a little door, so you always have to open those to do things like charge your tablet or put in your headphones and stuff like that. So that is, of course, a little bit of the downside of having a waterproof tablet. But it's not a real big problem, it just works pretty well. There's a bigger problem with this tablet being so thin, again thinner than the iPad mini. Because it's made from plastic, there's a little bit of room in the tablet, or it's not that sturdy, so you can twist and bend it a little bit, and those also count as input on your screen. So when you're playing a game, or just doing stuff where you're a little bit too enthusiastic, you can just bend the tablet a little bit, and as you can see on your screen, it counts as inputs, which can be quite annoying, but when you are getting used to it, it just works. You can work around it, let's say. Another disappointing thing is the camera. Sony has a lot of info on the sensor and stuff like that, but as a result, the camera are quite disappointing. It's maybe a little bit better than average, but it's not all that great. Talking a little bit about battery life, it's quite impressive. There's a 6000 milliampere, I'm not sure what the English term for it is, inside the tablet. It works for, let's say, 9 to 10 hours when you're using it, which is comparable to other tablets. There's also a little stamina mode where Sony gives you the option to use less power when in standby mode. Okay, wrapping up, it's a very nice tablet. The Xperia Tablet Z is a very nice 10.1-inch Android tablet. It's the fastest tablet I've used, and it's a tablet you should consider when you're in the market for a 10.1-inch or 10-inch tablet. It's actually quite comparable to an iPad 4 in terms of the experience it offers. So you only have to make you only have to choose which one is better for you, iOS or Android, because it's quite comparable, and it's very nice all in all. It's jam-packed with all kinds of specs. It has expandability. Of course, we talked about DLNA, NFC, the infrared receiver, stuff like that. It's quite impressive. So I can pretty much recommend the tablet to anyone who is in the market for a 10.1-inch Android tablet. It's again quite impressive. So that's my look at this Tablet Z. I apologize for my English. We normally don't make videos in English, so forgive me for not knowing all the words and using a lot of us and as. But that's it for now. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and catch you guys later.